Hey, Contractor Huddle, it's Les, and I'm here Monday morning in my office. And what I'm going to do for you today is show you how I use my cash flow forecasting system. So, one, it drives my activities for the week. Two, it prevents any surprises with cash flow. And three, gives you the peace of mind knowing that your business is being managed properly. So I'm going to be doing screenshots and just showing you some of the programs and some of the systems that I use. Most of you have been sent my cash flow forecasting system. So this video is used as a walkthrough so that you can apply what I do every Monday to your business. Hope it helps. I'm always available through email, texting, right here in the comments. Just feel free to get a hold of me if you need a little tweaking or there's one or two things that's not working for you on the system. But for now, let's get after it. Okay, gang. So there's two main programs. One is you've already been sent this projected cash flow Excel spreadsheet. I like doing it on Drive. You can see it's on my Drive right now. And then the other program I usually have running is my accounting program, which is QuickBooks. And I have some set reports that I need to do the cash flow forecast. And you will mimic these in whatever accounting program you have. You can even just do it straight from your checking account. Mondays, downloading all your activities so that you have a accurate reflection of last week. So I'm going to flip back here. I have my cash flow forecast. Everything above here that is bold is completed dates. So I always go 12 weeks in the past because the reason I do that is it gives me kind of a average right here. I could come down in my Excel. Here's an average 1900. That's going to help me project in the future. So everything that's not bold down here is anticipated or projected cash flow needs. Okay, so up above this line is already completed. This is future. Now, there's formulas in all of this spreadsheet that you don't have to do anything. Anything in this blue here and this ending balance, you don't touch these columns. This one you're allowed to, this quick ratio, I'll explain that later. But basically, what drives this formula is the green ins, the reds outs. So this is what we're going to be filling in right here is all of this fun stuff. So basically we have a week each week, and this is from, I like it from Sunday to Saturday, but you could do your weeks however you like it. And I'm going to walk you through each step. So this was my completed step. My cash at the end of last week was $27,000, 27 and some change. So this new week, I have the beginning balance. It should always match up, 27, 27. Now this build last week is a formula, and I'm going to go into my reports here, of just what I invoiced the prior week. And I like knowing that because that's going to help me on what my cash I could anticipate I'm going to collect here. So this report says last week we didn't invoice anything. We got a couple of large jobs, and they are not billable yet. So I'm going to go back here, and this could stay at 0. Okay, but now the next two columns is what did I collect, and is there any money I had to put in the business? This is due to, from, collected, any loans, any equity put in by you. But let's stick with what we collected. So I'm going to go back in here. I use QuickBooks, and the report that you're going to need is this transactions by account. So from last week, what was all of the money that went in and out of your account last week? So the good news is, well, I don't know. You can see my beginning balance up here says 27,570. I'm going to go back here, and I'm off already, 27,375. So So what usually happens there, I have my calculator handy, 375 minus 27, I think it said 570, we're off $195. Where that comes in, and I'm going to put this in right here as a minus 195, and that should get me right there. I use this last column right here sometimes as what I pay credit cards or to reconcile this number. But I'm sure something happened where a transaction was put in after we closed the books last week that snuck in there somehow. Sometimes it's a credit card reconciliation, but don't let that throw you off. If it's a very large number, then you have to dig in and figure out what went wrong. But something that small, I'm not going to let that stop my progress. So I'm going to get back in here. It says 27,570 is my beginning balance. My ending balance is 11,589. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to put 11,589 right here as a temporary number so that I could know what I'm trying to get to here. So this ending balance of 17,570 right now with the projected is off. I needed to get it to this number for this to be accurate. So now I start plugging in these numbers. So there was some money collected, $497, $24.40. We collected $2,937, a little bit under my projected of $5,000. So $2,947. $2,937. No other equity was put into the company. No loans paid back, anything like that. So now I didn't pay any deposits out to the subs. So now I'm going to get this breakout of what I paid out. And so sometimes I take this into an Excel spreadsheet because there's so many transactions and I want to be accurate, but sometimes I know I could just knock this out as is. So when you see Hera Construction, Miranda's Construction, Midwest Restoration, Voitech, these are all my subcontractors that I use. So I'm going to add all of those up because I have a special category just for them. So I paid Hera $6,000 plus Miranda $3,000 plus Voitech $678 plus $1,200 to Midwest plus $3,000 to Midwest. So I paid my subs $13,878. I'm going to come over here into this sub category, $13,878. I now have Chase card $753. I made a credit card payment, so that's over in this area right here, $753. Let's see what else I did. $500 to my attorneys, my graphic designer, so $68 plus $500 plus paid down some PayPal. So $1,220 is in my current accounts payable. So $1,220. So fixed costs right here. So this is rent. This is you could do car payments over here. You could customize these to what you want broken out. I want my subs broken out. I want my payroll broken out. I want my work comp and general liability, any extra cash I take out of the business, credit card payments. You get the gist. So for here, I'm going to now payroll of last week was $3,067. I'm going to plug that in here. And what do you know? I put in all of these accurate numbers here, and my number came out right here, 11,589, and that is the exact number that I wanted to reach. So I know I'm good to go. Okay. So very jazzed when this meets. So we have one more column to add in here, and it's real simple. So your quick ratio is always going to be your current assets divided by your current liabilities. So my current assets right here is 50,554. So 50,544, I'm sorry. Divided by my current liabilities is 77,583. I divide those and I come up with 0.65. So now over here, I'm going to put that 0.65. Here's why this is an important number, guys. This is going to give you a quick snapshot of, you know, bankers, anyone giving you loans, money, they're going to want to know what your quick ratio is. And this is just another dashboard health number for you to know if you're moving in the right direction. You obviously want one at least is your preferred region, preferred number, one or higher than one. Mine's below that. It's concerning, but North Shore Brickwork isn't my main company. So there's reasons why it's a little bit heavier on debt than it is cash. But your goal is one or higher. And if the higher it is, that means you have more current assets that could be converted into either cash or it is cash to pay your liabilities that are frequently coming up, accounts payable and such. So if you are getting coached, you're going to want to know and be able to tell your coach why you're below or above that one. So what do we do once we get everything matched up perfect? Well, we're going to take this line right here and we're just going to come up and we're going to bold that. I'm going to underline, I'm going to clear all the borders, and then I'm going to put a new border under that one. So this is now part of the existing. Okay. So obviously now we have 13. So I'm going to take this one over here, the latest one or the earliest one, and I'm just going to hide that row right there. But now I only have 11 since I move one up here. So I come over here, click that whole row. You'll see it all gets highlighted. And I'm going to right click and say insert one below. Now when I insert one below, I'm just going to grab this whole thing. You can see how that little dot shows up. If I slowly put it over there, it'll make a plus sign. And I pull it down one, everything will copy. Now I'm just going to come up here, clear the borders again, and then put a new border on the very bottom. Now there's going to be some massaging to do here, and I'll show you what I mean. But now I need to make sure that my projections moving forward are going to give me the peace of mind that I'm going to have cash at all times in my account. How do I get that peace of mind? Well, I need to do a couple of things. One is I need to go back to my accounting program and I need to know a couple of things. So this is my profit and loss. That's just a checks and balance. I hope that you guys are all doing job profitability. All my guys, I make sure that every job is making money. So every week I'm looking and making sure nothing's looking poor. Like here, $1,000 negative. I'm going to dig in and find out what the heck happened there. Negative 14,000. What happened there? Well, it looks like we didn't invoice for any revenue there. But anyhow, job profitability, didn't mean to throw you off here. But now my accounts receivable aging summary. So I'm going to come here and it says I am owed $78,856. So I'm going to come back to my report and it says actual AR down here. So I'm going to put in here 78,156, right? 78,856. Here's why this is important. Now, you also want your backlog, and I teach you that in another module, but suffice it to say is this actual with your backlog is your forecasted number. So if I've already billed and I know people owe me the 78,000 plus I have on the books, let's say another 200,000, that's my forecasted amount that I'm going to be collecting over these next 12 weeks of work. So since I have 200,000 in backlog, my forecasted is 270. Let's rough it up. This doesn't have to be super accurate because this is forecasted. So I'm just going to rough it up. Over the next 12 weeks, I should be collecting 280,000. Okay. So why that's important is I want to hold this whole thing and look what I have over here down in my sum, $300,000. Pretty darn close. So I can go back and look at my receivables and say, who am I going to collect here in this next 30 days? Well, Prairie Management owes me 16. The Citadel pays very good. That's 25. So I have 25 right here. And that's a good average. So I'm anticipating collecting $25,000 this next week. Now the subs, they want some money. They've already been calling, asking how much I'm going to get paid. I know I'm going to have to pay at least $20,000 this week to the subs. So I'm going to put that number in. I don't have payroll this week. No work comp. I'm not taking any money out. No credit card payments. I know I have some other bills, so I'm going to beef this up to $2,000. And now I have a projected for this week. And so what that really helps me to do is here's one way of doing it too. I do a worst case scenario to myself. I say, okay, I don't get any collections this week. I'm going to put 0 here. I'm going to be negative $10,000 if I pay the subs $20,000. So what might I do in that case? I might only pay them $10,000, and now I'm negative still $411. I only could pay $1,000, and then I'm going to wait and collect this, and then I'll catch them up on the next week. So you can see we'll make more payments on the next week. Or I'm pretty confident I'm going to get that $25,000, so I'm going to fire out that $20,000 check, and because I have a line of credit, I know I can go in there, worst case scenario, and get that covered. But I got peace of mind knowing that, okay, I got to collect the 25. This is where it drives your actions. So if you put 0 there, I know I got to go out and collect. I got to get this money in the door. I got to make a couple phone calls. I got to put Sally in accounts receivable on some phone calls, or I know I'm picking up a $50,000 check this week. Well, man, I'm real good, and I'm not going to worry about anything until next week. I'm going to pay the sub some money, maybe pay some bills. So this is your forecast system. So now let's go and show you a couple other things of how I project into the future. So the beautiful thing is, here's my actual of what I'm paying fixed costs per month, and Excel or Google Drive will tell me, all right, I'm averaging about $2,000 on that a month. So here, I'm going to put 2,000. I'm going to copy this down so I get a little bit more realistic of what I am actually averaging on fixed payroll. Now, these are formula driven. I'll teach you that in a later thing. I know my subs, I pay probably 75% of my job to subs. So that formula you could see up here is based on what I collect. Payroll, it's about 20,000 over 12 weeks. That's 35,000. I'm anticipating some Christmas bonuses down here. So I have some projection. My work comp, GL is 273. I'm going to put 273 down here monthly, paying down some credit cards. I could put in here, hey, I want a distribution. I know for Christmas, I want to go on vacation. Here's 5,000. And so everything's going to affect forward thinking over here. So you see what you have going on. This report, gang, once I implemented it, gave me such peace of mind and such direction on knowing what to do as far as either getting on the accounts receivable bandwagon, calling customers, slowing down my payments to all my vendors, or realizing I need to get some more sales in the door because my forecasted I had a low backlog. This report alone is just going to drive so many of your decisions. There's some notes in here for you to utilize, but everything in here is customizable to you. I really hope it's a blessing to you. It's been such a great decision maker for me. Every Monday morning, it's the first thing I do. I look at the last week, I plug those in, I plan for this week, I decide what checks I'm going to pay, and that's it. I'm not messing around in the checking account, deciding on bills or anything like that until the following week. Everything that I decide right now, Monday morning, will drive my actions and activities for this next week. And then Monday morning, I'll sweat about it then. I'll enjoy my weekend knowing that I planned this out perfectly. And if anyone hits me up for more money or emergencies, hey, you got to wait till Monday morning. And then that's when I'll do a new cash flow, and then I'll make those proper decisions again. Hey, hope this is a great blessing to you, and look forward to your questions, comments, anything else that I can help you with. So that's it. I mean, it's real simple. I just did my whole cash flow. It usually takes me a half hour. Some of my larger companies, the roofing, commercial roofing, it could take an hour. But it's that investment of time that gives me so much peace of mind throughout the week. I can go into the weekend not thinking about the business at all, the finances. Anyone that asks for money or payments, I tell them, hey, Mondays, everyone knows it's Mondays. I'll get in Monday. That's the time to be stressful. It's the beginning of the week. Let it drive your activity. I really hope that you will use this report to give you that peace of mind, to give you your marching orders for the week. Do I have to focus on collections? Do I have to focus in on sales? Do I have to focus in on keeping in touch with my vendors, letting them know that, hey, bills are going to be paid? Let this report be a blessing to your company. Use it every Monday. And until we see each other again, keep grinding.